Listen, sometimes the universe decides to test us, and yes, there are things we can do that over the long term will reap some benefit for us, looking after your health, building strong, supportive relationships. But sometimes you just feel extra stabby and you want to be able to turn things around for yourself pretty quickly. So today let's talk about some mood boosters, things that are going to flip the switch for you pretty much immediately. Let's go. Hi guys, it's Laura, and if I were a Little Miss character, I would probably be Little Miss Moody. Who would you be? But there are so many days when I wake up, because I'm not a morning person, so I very often wake up just not in the mood to deal with anyone's nonsense, or I'll wake up just fine and then my family will decide to test my love for them. So let's talk about some ways that you can immediately turn that frown upside down. And the first one is to use the fancy stuff. The fancy candles, the fancy bath bombs, the things that you are saving up, even your fancy clothes, whatever it takes to just make yourself feel great, because we save those things for a special occasion. But what is more special than just being here and needing a little bit of a boost and needing something that's just going to make you feel good? So yeah, break out those candles, get yourself the nice face mask or the really expensive moisturizer or that bottle of wine or champagne that you've been saving. Break it open. Wear the dangly, sparkly earrings. Now obviously I'm not following my own advice today, but that is because it is minus 17 degrees Celsius outside and I'm just trying to avoid frostbite. But stop saving things up and start using them up and let them lift your mood. Today's the day. You need it. The next one then, and this is something that I may actually avail of again today, and that is to take a warm bath or a shower or even just splash some water on your face, because as I said, it's cold outside. I needed to warm up my bones, but very often, particularly if you're not feeling great, if you've been ill, if you are feeling very tired, unfocused, you're just not feeling it, splashing cold water on your face or having a nice shower, just washing away all your cares, washing that bad mood down the drain, re-emerging fresh. That can make the difference between a bad mood and, yeah, I feel okay now, I feel cleansed. Next thing you can do then is to get yourself a quick win. Very often we get in bad moods because we just don't want to do things and we're putting things off, we're procrastinating, everything on our to-do list just seems ugh. So get in a quick win. Do something really small. Throw some clothes in the washing machine. Wash up your dishes from breakfast. Make that phone call that you've been meaning to make, to book an appointment. Whatever it may be, just take something small off your list, because that sense of achievement is what is going to lift your mood and just make you feel like the day isn't going to be a total waste, that you can still achieve things, you can still get things done, even if you're just not quite feeling it. But instead of tackling some big overwhelming task or facing into the day with dread or just a lack of enjoyment, get something done and make yourself feel good. Make yourself feel like you have accomplished something. Sometimes what I do when I'm procrastinating on recording a video, like I was this morning, is I will just take a picture for the thumbnail or do something that's just very quick that kind of gets me in the flow. So that's my quick win. The next thing then is to think of a time when you were proud of yourself or just of something. It doesn't have to be from very recently, but just look back over your life and ask yourself, when was I proud? What was something that made me proud? Sometimes when you're in a bad mood, it's very difficult to kind of appreciate an achievement. You might look at an achievement and when you're not feeling great, it doesn't mean as much to you. Whereas when you focus specifically on a time when you felt proud or something that made you feel proud, and it doesn't even have to be yourself, it doesn't have to be something that you have done. But for example, when I look at my daughter, I feel proud. When she does something nice for someone else, I feel proud. It's not something necessarily that I have done. Obviously I've made her, but it's something that she has done that has just made me proud. So when you're in that bad mood and it might be difficult for you to see your achievements or to accept your achievements, looking back and asking yourself that question, what is something that has made me proud? That can really help to flip things around for you and to realize that there are still good things in your life. You're still capable of good things and you can actually enjoy life. Life can be enjoyable and life can present better opportunities for you. I have a little story about that. Actually last week, or actually just a few days ago, was Valentine's Day, and in school here in the US, this was a whole new thing to me when I moved over here, but the kids over here in school bring in cards and little treats and stuff for each other. In Ireland, it's pretty much purely an adult holiday, like it's a romantic holiday. So that was new for me over here, but the kids bring in like some form of bag or box so that they can collect all of their Valentines. And this year my daughter made up 2 boxes, and I was thinking, okay, you're great and all, but I don't think you're going to need 2 boxes. But she had made one as an emergency box in case someone else in her class had forgotten theirs. And that was a moment that I was very, very proud of her. But you know, sometimes I'm just proud that I haven't stabbed anyone or done any damage, rammed someone with my car. Sometimes those are the achievements that I'm most proud of. But the next thing on the list then is to send a message to somebody that you love and just tell them you're thinking of them, or whatever it may be, something that you like about them, or just even just to say, hey, I'm checking in. How are you? What's happening? That can really help. I am terrible at doing this. I consider myself a good friend, but I'm not great at keeping in touch with people. Like if you call me and you tell me there's some sort of emergency and you need me, I am there. I will drop everything. I am there for you. But just kind of day to day, keeping in touch with people, I'm not good at that. So, I don't want to say that I have to force myself to do it, but the times that I do it, and you know, I call a friend or I FaceTime a friend and I'm talking to them, afterwards I'm thinking, why don't I do this more often? Because it's so refreshing and rejuvenating and good for my soul, and really I always feel better afterwards. So I am making more of a conscious effort to do it. It's harder obviously right now because there's a pandemic on, so I can't actually go and see anyone, but yeah, even just picking up the phone or sending a text message to just say, hey, how's it going? Remember too that it doesn't even have to be somebody that you know, but if you're at the store or if you're out for a walk, give someone a compliment. Say, hey, I really like your jeans or your skirt, or your hair looks lovely today, or you know, something like that. Now, I am not good at giving compliments either. I'm making myself out to be a horrible person here, but I'm not good at, you know, saying something nice to a stranger. I feel a little bit awkward doing that. So what I do instead is either just smile and say hello, or I can thank them. You know, be really sincere in my thanks, particularly if I'm at a store or something. Just being really genuine in my praise and saying, you know, thank you so much for helping me. I really appreciate that. Or thank you for going out of your way. So, like I said, it can either be a friend of yours or it can be somebody that you don't even know. But when you take some time to brighten someone else's day, that brightness will reflect back at you and will also help to brighten your day. And remember, music too. Now, sometimes you just might not be in the mood to hear a particular song. So I try and keep a list of songs depending on what type of mood I'm in. If I'm in a really sad mood, sometimes there's a particular song that I listen to that will just help me to feel a little bit less sad. Sometimes I need a really upbeat song, you know, just to get me moving and get me tackling a task or something like that. So kind of pick different songs depending on your mood. Sometimes I need a real, like a pop song, a really upbeat, dancey type number. Other times I need a power ballad and nothing less than, you know, like Meatloaf's I Would Do Anything for Love, bracket, but I won't do that, close bracket. Sometimes that is all that will do it for me. I have a list of different songs that I play depending on my mood. So yeah, just kind of get yourself a playlist or write a list of songs that depending on the type of mood you're in, will just help lift you out of that mood and elevate your day. Honestly, Meatloaf is great for most things, except 2 out of 3 Ain't Bad. That song is pure misery. Ignore that one. Then go ahead and write yourself a gratitude list, kind of like the thing that you're most proud of, but these are just things that you are thankful for. Sometimes when we're in a bad mood, it's really difficult to, see all the good stuff in our lives because we're just focused on being grumpy. Certainly I am. But when you take yourself out of that and you force yourself to list down the things that you are grateful for, the things that, are good in your life, once you see that, it can be very difficult to remain in a bad mood, or even if you do, at least now you are grumpy but grateful, even if you're only grudgingly grateful. The next thing then, this is kind of a simple thing and it's something that I don't do nearly enough, let me tell you, and that is to just eat something healthy. It's very easy when you're in a bad mood to turn to junk food. Listen, I know, voice of experience, bitter experience, but it makes me, certainly from personal experience, it makes me feel good in the short term, but afterwards I don't feel great. Whereas if I sit down and I eat something that I know is healthy and good for me, again, it's like a grudging gratefulness. I grudgingly feel good and I feel smug, and that does help to make me feel better because I know that even though I'm in a bad mood, I've done something good for myself. Or it could be just drinking a glass of water. Now obviously health, as I said at the beginning of the video, is more of a long-term thing, but sometimes even just eating a salad or eating an apple or something makes you feel smug in the moment, and that can be the thing that can make you feel a lot better. Oh, like years ago, this did not make me feel better at all. But the intention was there. I had been really sick for a long time, just like a really bad cold. I was feeling miserable. I was off work. And the day that I started to feel better, I started to get my appetite back. And I said, you know what? Even though I'm a terrible cook, I'm going to make myself a really nice dinner. I'm going to sit down, relax, and enjoy it. So I did that, spent ages cooking up this lovely meal for myself. Went into the next room, was just about to sit down and enjoy it, went into the next room to put on some music. I was like, oh, ambience, background music, who even am I? Put it on, came back into the room to find that my cat was whiskers deep in my mashed potatoes. I was so annoyed. But anyway, the intention was there. I was sitting down to eat myself a lovely home-cooked, healthy meal. It was ruined, but not through any fault of my own. I still felt better just, at the thought of eating the dinner. Now, for this next one, you're probably going to be like, how did you know? But drop your shoulders. When you're in a bad mood, very often you hold tension. You're frustrated, you're angry, you're sad, and you start to just kind of curl in on yourself and curl up in a ball because that's what you want to do. So just stretch it out, stretch those shoulders, stretch those arms, unclench your jaw, drop your shoulders. That can help to relieve the tension in your body. And because there is such a huge connection between like the physical and mental and emotional aspects of our being, releasing the physical tension can also very often help to release a lot of that mental or emotional tension. It will just help you feel better. But dropping the shoulders, I tell myself this multiple times during the week. No matter how relaxed I feel, I always tell myself, drop your shoulders. There's always wiggle room there to drop them. I don't know why I carry them around like this all of the time, but dropping your shoulders, stretching out your jaw, all of these things are my kind of go-tos when I'm trying to turn things around. What are your go-to mood boosters? And I will link some videos for you. I've done previous videos on this topic, like happiness habits, things that I do on a daily basis that have changed my life, small improvements that you can make that are going to like make a big difference in your life. So I will have all those linked for you. But until the next video, go raibh míle maith agus feice mé sibh si glua. Slán. Also, if in doubt, bobble hats make everything better.